Hey, this is Chance, and this is how you would use a local editor environment instead of using Cloud9. So I know with Cloud9, the use cases for that environment is great for a classroom or when you're wanting everyone to have the same environment as yourself. And so when you're teaching or when you're working on a project where everyone may be on a Mac or a PC, and there's a lot of diverse machines that the developers may be working on, you can kind of put everyone on the same environment and you have expected results across every single person, every single developer, every single student. And so Cloud9 is great for that being able to share an environment that is equal, and you don't have to worry about what version someone's on and what just all the variables that come with having people on different computers. And so that's probably why you're using Cloud9 in the classroom environment. I wanted to show you where you really want to be over time. So when you're outside of the classroom or you can work in a local development environment, it's so much faster. You're using the resources not of the browser, but you're using the resources of the computer entirely. And so you can move so much quicker. So I probably, as you saw in the terminal crash course, I use the terminal quite a bit. I think it's efficient, and I'll show you at least how I would build a local project and how quickly this can be built out. So it's a little bit of how I created the project inside of Cloud9. In this case, I'm going to show you how I do it in the on a local dev environment. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to create a repository inside of GitHub. So we'll do GitHub, go to my GitHub account. I'm going to create a new repository, and we're going to just create this local dev, do example. All right, so it's going to be a public repository, and I don't mind if it creates a README. It doesn't have to. I'll go without this time. So I'm going to create a repository, and it gives me some examples. I'm just going to grab this code here, do that, and then I'm going to go into my terminal. So I'm going to pull this away just for now. Going to cd change directory into work in progress, which is where I keep all of my code, and then we're going to git clone and then paste that repository that I created on GitHub. So you appear to have cloned an empty repository. That's totally fine. It's telling me that it created a folder called local dev example. So I'm going to change directory, cd, into local. I'm going to hit tab and it'll finish it for me. But local dev example, hit enter. You can see that I am in work in progress, which is abbreviated, and then local dev example. So from here, I can ls and see that I have nothing inside. So let's go ahead and start creating the project. I know with this same layout as I did in Cloud9, we can go ahead and touch for index.html. I'm going to show you how this works on the fly. And we'll do work in progress. This is why this is so much slower, because I got to look for it. There we go. So I have nothing in here but the Git repository that's hidden in the background. So let's show you what this looks like. I'm going to touch the index.html, which means create. So index.html, I'm going to touch products.html, and then touch contact.html. I'm going to make a directory, mkdir, and we'll do assets. I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to create a JS, a CSS, and I'll show you what's going on in here. And then we'll do a images. And so I can create all of those files and directories without having to right-click, new folder, I don't even know how you do a new file in here. So you'd have to do that in a code editor, and you do the same thing if you were doing it there. So I'm going to open up Sublime Text. SUBL is the way, and an alias that I've created to make that quicker. But dot, and then you can see here that if I were to create a new file, I'd go file, folder. I didn't even have to leave the keyboard to be able to show you how to create all those files and folders. So I'm going to slide this to the right, slide this to the left, and pull this up, just in case you need to see that. So this is somewhat similar to what I would have on a regular basis. I can kind of see the console here on the left, and then I can navigate any files and folders if I just need to. You can already see that if I right-click, new file, I've got here down the bottom left, I've got styles.css. So I can create files in locations inside of Sublime Text, and sometimes I will do that. I just know if I'm already in the terminal, why not make it easy and just go ahead and create it from here. So you can see I've got the entire structure ready to go, very quick to do it in the terminal, and the local dev environment is just so much quicker. So if I was doing HTML, I can basically right click and open inside of a browser, Chrome. You could also take in the index, which is right here. Nothing's here, so let's add something to it real quick. So we'll do hello everyone, save, refresh. You can see I got hello everyone there. And also I could take in that same index.html and slide it into as a new tab here. And then it will open up the file there as well. So that's how I work in at least a local dev environment. There are a lot of applications I could show you that I pull into projects, but in this case, this is how I set up. I use Sublime Text for my editor. I use the terminal to be able to navigate and basically do all my git status, all my git commands, and I can do git add, which I use GA actually as an alias for that, and then we'll do git commit. We'll do adds project structure, and then I'll do git push, pushes it up to GitHub. Let's see where that went. You can see it pushed all the way up to my local account. So I'll refresh, and here you can see the project layout so far. So that is how I work locally. Hope that helps. Enjoy your local dev environment. Adios.